myth, the legend. So when someone speaks the name Soopa Dave, who is Soopa Dave?
Soopa, first of all. It's a lot of Soopa Daves. Shout out to the boy on Ricky Smiley's show. He's Supa. That ain't me. A lot of other Soopa Daves, men at large, one of them boys, Super. That ain't me. Soopa Dave, it's got 2 O's in it, specifically because I'm kind of like a 2-O person. My rap name is Moochie, so that's 2 O's, and now I got that tatted on my back. So the 2 smiley faces on my head kind of represent the same thing. And that is the circles, which is 360 degrees. And that's just kind of like my heartfelt step to this planet.
American Pie, take her bite out. That's my house. I disconnect the cable and turn the lights out. Let her know her grandchild is a baby and not a paycheck. Private school, daycare, medical bills, I pay that. I love your mom and everything. See, I ain't the only one who lay down. She wanna rip you up, start a custody war. My lawyer, stay down. She never got a chance to hear my side of the story. We was divided. She had fish fries and cookouts for my child's birthday. I ain't invited, despite it. I show her the utmost respect when I fall through. All you would defend that lady when I call you. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am
8 years old, David Weaver, looking to become on the radio, listening to commercials, and I'm loving how that goes. So I'm thinking to myself, I want to be on the radio. I want to jump off on that thing. So, early off in life, I kind of wanted to be on the radio. That took us to a point where I got a shot to intern at V103 in Atlanta, Georgia. I was handpicked by Ryan Cameron. And then shortly after that, he left. As soon as he left, he brought in Greg Street. Now, Greg Street was kind of like the first person to show me things. I was kind of the helper for Ryan Cameron. When I came in, I was helping him do research, helping him do his job. He didn't want us to touch anything because he was brand new to the building. I was 16 years old. Don't touch nothing was his thing. You know what I'm saying? Then fast forward to a year later, Greg Street, I'm 17, Greg Street come in, and I kind of am getting him acclimated to the city because he's from Houston or Dallas. I'm kind of showing him where the hot spots at, what the clubs is, all that. So then he asked me, what do you know how to do on the radio? You know what I mean? We getting there. I showed him I don't know much, nothing. He gave me the whole play, put me in the game like I really use a lot of almost everything that he taught me from back then in 1992, which was around the time of the last Freaknik. So it was a lot of inclusive because the radio station was on Piedmont Park at the time. So it was a lot of that type of Uncle Luke type of Ice Cube type of lifestyle. We was all getting ready for Snoop Dogg. We was all getting ready for Dr. Dre to really smash off into things, but it hadn't happened yet. And so in that area, music was still booty shake. You know what I'm saying? Kilo Ali, Raheem Dream. And at the time, So Def was really, really big. That's when I became Soopa Dave. They had a DJ there named DJ Naps who had came in. He basically was learning how to do radio because at the time, back then, kind of like how it is now with really corporate radio, but back then, there was a person that ran all the buttons. And then there were people that came in and talked. And that was radio. You know what I'm saying? So like the people that talked didn't do the things that you would be hearing. You know what I'm saying? There was an engineer doing that. And then you would hear, So at the time, we were hiring a bunch of DJs trying to keep up with the new radio station that just had came in town. So we started, going, crazy on that. And a lot of guys was coming in, they didn't know how to run the boards. So I became the person that ran everybody's board on the DJ level. So we talking about DJ Jelly, we talking about DJ Naps, we talking about DJ Herb, we talking about DJ Kali, we talking about people who wrote songs like Ghost Town DJs, Mabu. We talking about, I ran the boards for them. before they did any of this. So we talking about Lil Jon. He was running a reggae show. That was his only interest through the radio because they didn't even think he was down with hip hop enough to, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time you got to think, when you thought hip hop then, we was talking LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? We thinking the latest from MC Lyte. So we was really at the corporate level then too. Kilo Ali could not get on the radio then. That was his grind. He was down in the basement asking every day, hey man, you gonna play with spin my record? But he worked in security doing something downstairs. So at some point I became Soopa Dave, the one that you can slide your record to, bro. You know what I'm saying? He'll look out. Cause he right there with Greg Street. And Greg Street will do whatever. But Greg Street gotta have a reason to do whatever. Greg Street you gotta be able to get in there to him. He almost untouchable. You know what I mean? So it was me bumping into the Sammy Sams. It was me bumping into the Raheem the Dreams. It was me bumping into a lot of groups that was coming in and trying to get their music on radio. And at that time, you couldn't play rap on radio before 6 p.m. So you talking all day long, just ooey gooey. 6 o'clock, Greg Street come on. You know what I mean? UGK. He slide them records in that was a little older, but they was still hip hop solids. You know what I'm saying? And so him doing that, man, he kind of opened the door for so many artists, bro. So many artists. And me being that close to it, I seen how he would have us sitting here eating a cheeseburger with this dude one day, and then the next day he is literally writing records with Mariah Carey, literally going to the studio with Dallas Austin, literally doing this type of thing. And so these was the things that I used to see, you know what I'm saying, just coming up in the game, like, okay, this is his contribution, you know what I'm saying, this is what we supposed to do. Help them folks make that crossover or give them that push, or, you know what I'm saying, that support that they need, you know. So that's just how Soopa Dave came about right there, man. You know, just basically coming in and doing whatever they need on the internship, but then turning into a beast when it came to being taught by someone who was just immaculate.
So it makes sense to say that's where the Mixtape Monday came from.
Yeah, you know, Mixtape Monday is something that, you know, to be fair, we started something before that didn't really do so well. And then we changed locations. It became Monday Night Live, and this was Wings Cafe on Eisenhower. And it was DJ Tremaine, me, LJ, so many people to name. But even back then, it was really more of us just trying to support what we seen people trying to do. Because even back then, Facebook had kind of really just got hot, you know what I mean? So we didn't even know how to use it yet. We didn't even know what to do with it as far as today's, you know what I'm saying, understanding of it. So back then, you know, it was really just us trying to, you know, support who had the music, and we had all of it at the same time, about 2 to 3 radio stations that could take that support even further.
I know you got responsible for breaking like a lot of records throughout the 478, and not to put anybody above anybody. What's some of the favorite records you think were broke down? Come through.
I mean, you know, I have such a long memory. Some of it was re-giving back to the neighborhoods, I think. Because one record that reminds me is that it take 2 Gang to get it. I don't even know what the name of that damn song, the official name of that song is. I don't even know. It's in my.
I think it's 2 Gang.
Okay, so it's one of those records that was dead when I got here, but I slipped around and heard it some kind of way and thought I was introducing something to you. And then it grew again. The reason I know this is because Rasta Boy came and told me, he was like, yo, that song was kind of dying down. We was like Orange and the Black. Everybody was on some other stuff. But when I heard it, I kind of brought it back, you know what I mean, and really turned it up again and seen that there was a whole slew of music that came with it. You know what I'm saying? So many records that had kind of been put out there, but then just not pushed. Put out there, but not serviced. Put out there, but not thought about. You know what I mean? And not to mention, I started doing the research and said, wait a minute, all this shit was made with Jeezy and goddamn Gucci was in the studio fussing, you know, not fussing, but they were cool. That's when all this shit was being made? It might have something, this shit might have something too. So I started listening, going back and listening even harder. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started finding the Sonny Spoon, deep ass Sonny Spoon records, some of that Dollar Hood shit. That's when I started saying, wait a minute, this shit, this ain't normal. I done been to a lot of towns. This is not normal. This is Memphis. This is kind of like fucking, this kind of like New Orleans. It's kind of hard to say that, but it is. Rappers per capita is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Square feet type shit.
What do you think it'll take for
that's a special place
for us to get back to the climate of Chicago with the drill music, Memphis with their sound, Atlanta with their sound, Alabama with their sound, Miami with their sound, per se a little bit Jacksonville, LA, to be back to one of those cities? Because if you look at it,
I'm gonna be honest, man, we so close to Atlanta, bro, it's hard. Because Atlanta is the list, is the name that goes on that list of things you were saying. So we kind of already on that list, but we're just out of the pocket to not really be counted. So I think what we need to do is continue doing what we're doing. One of the things that I've seen over these 18 years that I've been here is the exponential growth in all of the platforms that are now available. We used to didn't have that, you know what I'm saying? You used to didn't have so many different people interviewing each other about random shit. That also tells you this is a place for it. But we definitely just gotta keep going. That's the hardest part.
I mean, I know myself, I tell a lot of artists that if you want to go get an authentic audience to listen to your music and to let you know if you got a hit or not, it'll be Mondays and Sparks.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to get it.
Cause don't none of these people know you or care. That's right. And if they turn up, it's not personal. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you speak of Moochie Mac, who is Moochie Mac, and can you tell us, for the people who don't know, whether they just not old enough to know, some of the accomplishments that Moochie Mac had?
I was a writer at first, man. I really like to write. Well, let me go back a little bit. You know, in that whole intern stage in my life at B103, I was best friends with Ludacris. Mm-hmm. He was at a different radio station and I was at my station. And so he is one of the people that always encouraged me to keep making music, to keep rapping. Because he was like, you know, you have a certain view of the world that is going to that is going to be funny and interesting to people. He said, oh, you know what I'm saying? And I always thought about like making music, but my music was more specialized in commercial. I liked making little ditties for businesses because I liked money. I was in the intern stage. He was over there getting paid. I wasn't getting paid yet. So I was looking for ways to get paid. My ways to get paid was to make a little rap song for Paylist because they was already coming down as a client. And I had the opportunity to do so. So that is where Moochie Mac was kind of born. Now when I moved to Detroit and started doing radio at WJLB and WDZZ in Flint, Michigan, that is where I kind of stepped out on faith. I didn't know nobody there. I didn't know nothing there. So I was an alien. Kind of how I am here, but my grandma 100 miles up the road, so it ain't that bad. But there, it was fresh. I didn't know nobody, I didn't know anyone. And I couldn't really fathom what I would do if I got fired. So I started taking the rap serious. Still working hard as hell on the radio and communicating back and forth with Chris and seeing how big he was getting, how he was doing on this thing. I was saying to myself, like, okay, I should keep writing these songs. I should keep putting shit together. I put together some stuff that actually ended up connecting, you know, a lot of really good things in my life. I got a real big contract with Nextel. You remember when Nextel had them? So I had used, you know what I'm saying, some things and a little beat, added a little chirp to it. Caught me a nice little, you know what I'm saying, check or whatever. And that just kind of reminded me, man, you can make songs, you can get this money, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't like the industry, and I knew that before I really got into it. So, what did I do? I made some songs and tried to sell them. They wouldn't sell, but then I had an executive hit me back and was like, yo, we think we can get you a deal. We think we should do something. You think you'd be good with that? And that was Casino Records at the time, Koch Records. I ended up doing the deal. Moochie Mac, I really got into the industry and seeing that I just didn't like it. I seen that I was not strong enough to deal with what was going on. And I had a job. It's hard when you got a job, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't got to deal with this type deal. You feel what I'm saying? It was always that. It was every other day I was feeling like, hey man, I ain't got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like, okay, well, don't deal with it then. So I went through my thing. You did a little, you know, what we did on the music tip. And I kind of got out of there, you know?
So you was able to secure a deal with Nextel and also get a record deal.
Mm-hmm, got a little record deal out of it.
Who's some of the artists you work with? Some of the major artists you work with?
Let me see. Man. Everybody in Atlanta really, because that's what it was when the budget came out. Atlanta was popping. So you had Lil Jon popping, you had Luda popping. So me and Luda got a song that never came out because Def Jam ain't cleared it. Well, you know, it was more about Luda was coming up and we wrote the song in the wrong way. Kind of, I was playing a role where I was a white dude finna jump out the car. I was a white dude and he was a rapper. I killed him. I killed him. That's what happened. I killed him. And he was coming up and the guy ain't Def Jam didn't like that. So that record didn't never come out. So that was kind of like a blow to my album, you know what I'm saying? Because we had just spent a lot of money on that verse, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Lil Jon, and then everybody in that little camp at the time that you could think of, you know what I'm saying? Scrappy, Jock, Crime Mob, all that.
So you label with Crime Mob, Lil Scrappy, Lil Jon, Ludacris, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking from a rapper, per se, and also still been a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel like about the current climate and who are some of the artists in the 478 that you like right now? Not to say they're your favorites or anything. So if you forget somebody, it's not
favorites.
You just see this work in the 478 that you like.
I really like I know this ain't the question you asked, but Sarion. I really like Sarion right now, bro. Come on. Just the energy. Not even so much the music. I don't even really listen to a lot of his music, but I heard a couple of them. It's alright. But just the energy that he's giving to the city. You know, not to. That's where I'm at right now. Not even these artists, rap artists, but these other guys, BP. These other guys that's making sure the shit get documented. Making sure the shit get seen. You know? That's, to me, Cause I don't really have, I'm in such a neutral position. I don't really have a favorite. Like I can't really, I like them all. I really, really do. Because I have always been a fan of the game. And so looking at the game, I can match up any person you name, I can match up a person that I think that they can, you know what I'm saying? They have the trajectory of, so I can see the whole game in making. I can see it. I can see who don't like who, all that. I can see who got static. I can see it because I've been looking at it for a minute now, but at the same time, like I don't have no favorites. This is like a TV show I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? So like I couldn't really even give you no favorites like that, but I could name off, you know, any number of motherfuckers, man. Shit. Come on, man. Twin, fucking goddamn Esco, goddamn Bob. I mean, the shit that Bob did with the Mercer Orchestra, it's fucking beautiful. It takes you to a different side of making for a second. So, but at the same time, is that hit shit? Is that some shit we finna run in the club and turn up to? No. So I look at it in a neutral kind of way. Like I don't look at it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's my favorite for the moment. Do some work, nigga. I'm gonna be a cone. And that's what people experience from me probably. So that's why it is what it is when it comes across. It's just love, cause it ain't about me searching for no favorite. It's really I need you to work. I don't care what you're doing.
So speaking of the 478, I know you touched a lot of clubs here in Macon, from the Club Mondays to the Rock Alley to the Prime Time, Overtime Vibe. What do you feel like it'll take for us to get back to the glory days of, like, I know for the 478 Music Award, it's to celebrate people like you guys, give you your flowers. Mm-hmm. People like Dollywood, to know that they had 2 songs that charted on the radio that people probably didn't know. Mm-hmm. Sit down with someone like Dwayne and tell that he spent $2 million on music. Mm-hmm. Sit down with Meek and understand how long she been a black businesswoman and got this stuff done. And you can go all the way back to Otis Redding and just to think of the type of person he was, to the heights, making $1 million a year in the 60s. Or Little Richard to understand who created Southern rock and roll. So, and for us to be this area.
And the descendants of these people are who we talk and kick it with every day. We rub elbows, eat dinner, they cook our food, we talk to them every day. These folks, Little Richard was hitting things around here. Every day we around these people, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people think Little Richard was gay or all this extra shit. He had his mannerisms, but shit, this nigga had kids and grandkids. And so, you know, these are the people that are going to gravitate to the music. So I thought about that too. I thought about how many kids James Brown probably got running around through here in Millersville. I know one is grandson down in Millersville, great grandson. So it's like, I know that they made their rounds. Even if they wasn't from here, they print was here. So therefore, you know, the earth has memory. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Macon, I was like, ooh, I really was. Ooh. I think I tripped up on a gold mine, cause I was on my way to Savannah, nigga. I was living on the beach, nigga. I was, shit, feet up, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Half the year I'm out in the sun type shit. That's the type of shit I was on my way to doing. The radio station called me before I got down there and said, come do a weekend here, you know? This is out on 57, Mike Roberts. And so that put me in a situation where I had the opportunity that weekend to meet Billy Sloan. I had that weekend opportunity to meet Lot Dog, get introduced to the song Me and My Boys. Okay, get introduced to that. Get introduced to the fact that the dude who threw the party that night was really good, Sonny Spoon, was really good friends with Jeezy. And they was getting ready to do some shit. And finna put this other nigga who he introduced me to named Boo, some nigga named Boo, finna go up here and rap with Jeezy. Then fast forward later and you hear all of this on the record, you know what I'm saying? So to know that weekend, I got introduced to, you know what I'm saying? ain't nobody but Camouflage still ain't came from Savannah. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying. Yeah. Big boy, of course. What the other nigga name was that got, Quando. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, and not to diss Quando Rondo, but ain't nobody requesting that shit. You know, love on it, but I'm getting more requests for Shad, Cole, and Shay. I'm getting more requests for Twin. I'm getting more requests for, you know what I'm saying, local. What more should I do? To the side. I'm getting more requests for, what the nigga name? General Duke. You know, Duke the General. So, and of course, you know, we're supposed to be like that, but I'm just saying, you know, they ain't had much come up out of there. So to come to this town while I almost was in that town, it's not an accident. That weekend to see what I seen, it's not an accident.
And the last question we always like to ask people who are receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, the First LA Music Award was created to celebrate people like you and our culture and entertainment. We just want to know how does it feel for you to be celebrated with your flowers for years?
I don't think it's set in yet, man. And the reason I say that is because, you know, we work so hard sometimes that we kind of forget what we're doing, how many people we may have helped along the way. And so I'm excited to see you know, all of the people in their glory, man, and just, you know, be in that moment. You know, I'm trying to shoot a video that night. We just have a memorable moment behind this. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel thankful, humbled, of course, and just to take it all in stride, you know what I'm saying? I also know that, you know, I could do something and motherfuckers might hate me tomorrow. So I just take it in stride, man, and I thank everybody for fucking with me, and you know, we going, man. You know, when you show me work, I get more excited than money. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to work, because I know that work gonna stay there. People gonna see that work. I'm gonna spend that money in a minute. I definitely want the money, but I'm gonna spend that money in a minute. I'm gonna get real excited if we got some work behind that money. You know what I'm saying? So to anybody out there looking to push their product, get their thing off the ground, come holler at your dog. It ain't never gotta be by a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I just need about $83. That's it. Man, we can get it on out the way.
Gotcha.